Have you ever finished a meal that you know was incredibly healthy, full of fiber, lean protein, and colorful vegetables, only to feel sluggish and heavy an hour later instead of energized? You might be meticulously planning your plates with whole grains, beans, and leafy greens, yet you still struggle with a persistent fatigue that sleep doesn't seem to touch. It can feel like your limbs are made of lead, and just getting up from a chair requires a surprising amount of effort. This experience is deeply frustrating, especially when you're putting in the work to take care of your body. You start to wonder if you're doing something wrong, or worse, if this is just the inevitable decline of aging. It's a confusing and disheartening cycle. The healthier you try to eat, the more tired you seem to feel. What if the problem isn't the foods themselves, but a hidden conflict happening right on your plate? In my years of focusing on nutrition and vitality for those of us over 60, this is a story I've heard countless times. People come to me feeling defeated, convinced that their bodies are simply wearing out and can no longer absorb nutrients effectively. They believe this lack of energy is a one-way street. I want to assure you right now that this is not a personal failure, nor is it necessarily a sign of irreversible decline. What you are experiencing is a very real and very common biological phenomenon. It's a subtle dynamic that is often overlooked in conventional health advice, but one that becomes increasingly important as our digestive systems mature. You are not imagining it, and you are certainly not alone in this struggle. The good news is that this isn't a dead end. It's a puzzle, and today we're going to find the missing piece together. The solution doesn't lie in a drastic diet, a new supplement, or pushing yourself harder at the gym. Instead, it lies in understanding a simple yet powerful mechanism that governs how your body accesses the very minerals it needs for energy and strength. There is a specific, almost invisible error that millions of health-conscious people make every single day, turning their perfectly balanced meal into a source of fatigue. In this video, I'm going to pull back the curtain on this common mistake. We will explore exactly why this happens, how certain healthy foods can unknowingly compete with each other inside your body, and what simple adjustment you can make in your own kitchen, starting today, to help unlock the energy that is already present in the foods you love. It's a small shift in preparation that can lead to a significant change in how you feel. Let's look at the central paradox. Picture a plate that nutritionists would applaud. A sensible portion of lean red meat for iron, a side of hearty black beans for fiber and protein, and a scoop of brown rice. It's the very definition of a wholesome, balanced meal. So how can it be that this exact combination could be contributing to that feeling of weakness in your muscles and that deep, persistent tiredness? The common belief is that as we age, our bodies just get worse at absorbing nutrients, and we have to accept it. But I'm here to suggest something different. What if your body's ability to absorb is still there, but it's being unintentionally blocked by a nutritional traffic jam created by the way these healthy foods are combined and prepared? This is the critical question we need to answer. Before we dive into the science, which I promise to make simple and clear, I want you to know that there is tremendous hope. This is not about restricting your diet or giving up the whole grains and legumes that are so beneficial for our health. It's about working smarter, not harder. It's about rediscovering a piece of kitchen wisdom that allows you to get the maximum benefit from every single bite. Understanding this one principle can be a true game changer for your daily stamina and overall sense of strength. If this feeling of eating right but still feeling drained resonates with you, I invite you to subscribe to our channel and maybe leave a simple yes in the comments below, so I know we're talking about what matters to you. And please remember to like this video. It helps others who may be feeling the exact same way find this crucial information. To understand what's really happening, we need to look inside the body, right at the point where food becomes fuel. The issue isn't that your body has forgotten how to use nutrients. It's that a silent competition, a kind of nutritional tug-of-war, can occur right in your digestive system. Imagine two teams pulling on a rope. On one side, you have your body, trying to pull in essential minerals for energy. On the other side, you have certain natural compounds found in some of the healthiest plant-based foods we eat. When these two teams pull at the same time during the same meal, your body doesn't always win. This means that even if your plate is packed with nutrient-rich foods, a significant portion of those vital minerals might not be making it into your system where they're needed most. It's a battle for absorption, and it explains why a perfectly healthy meal can leave you feeling so depleted. Let's talk about the specific nutrients at the heart of this issue: iron and zinc. These aren't just entries on a nutrition label. They are the fundamental building blocks of your daily energy and strength. Iron is absolutely essential for creating hemoglobin, the protein in your red blood cells that acts like a fleet of delivery trucks, carrying oxygen from your lungs to every single cell in your body, including your muscles. Without enough oxygen, your cells can't produce energy efficiently, leading directly to that profound sense of fatigue and breathlessness. Zinc, on the other hand, is like the master repairman for your body. It's crucial for repairing tissues, maintaining muscle mass, and supporting a robust immune system. When your access to these minerals is limited, your body's ability to generate energy and rebuild itself slows down, resulting in that feeling of weakness and slow recovery. So, what is it that interferes with these critical minerals? The answer lies in compounds called phytates, also known as phytic acid. Now, this is important. Phytates are not inherently bad. They are natural antioxidant compounds found in the outer layer of plants, particularly in whole grains, beans, lentils, nuts, and seeds. They serve as a protective mechanism for the plant. However, within our digestive system, these phytates have a unique chemical property. They can bind very strongly to certain minerals, creating a tight bond. Think of them as having tiny, powerful clasps that are specifically shaped to grab onto minerals like iron, zinc, and even magnesium and calcium. When this binding happens, it forms a new, larger compound that your body simply cannot break down or absorb. These healthy foods aren't the enemy, but they do carry this hidden variable that we need to understand and manage. To make this crystal clear, let's use an analogy. Imagine your digestive tract is a bustling harbor, and the nutrients from your food are valuable shipping containers arriving on boats. Your body has cranes ready at the docks, prepared to unload these containers and put them to use. Iron and zinc are among the most precious cargo. They are the containers filled with the raw materials for energy and strength. Now, imagine that the phytates from your whole grain bread or your beans are like powerful, sticky magnets attached to the outside of those boats. As all the boats dock in the harbor at the same time, these magnets latch on to the iron and zinc containers before your cranes can even get to them. They hold on so tightly that the cranes can't lift the containers off the ships. What happens next is the crucial part of the story. Because the valuable containers of iron and zinc are stuck to the ship by these phytate magnets, they never get unloaded at your body's harbor. The ship, with its precious cargo still attached, simply passes through the harbor and sails right back out to sea. This means the nutrients were technically there. You ate them, they were in your stomach, but they were never made bioavailable. They were never delivered to your cells where they could be used to build energy and repair muscle. This is the very reason you can eat a meal rich in minerals, yet feel as though you haven't been nourished at all. Your body is being denied access to the very fuel it needs, not because the fuel is absent, but because it's locked away. This dynamic becomes particularly relevant as we get older. It's not that our bodies are fundamentally broken, but our systems do become less resilient. For example, The production of stomach acid, which helps to break down foods and can slightly lessen the effect of phytates, naturally tends to decline with age. This means our digestive environment is less equipped to handle this nutritional competition. While a younger person's more robust digestive system might be able to absorb enough minerals despite the presence of phytates, our maturing bodies are more sensitive to these absorption blockers. So, what you are feeling is not just a part of getting older, in a vague sense. It's the result of a specific biological interaction that your body is now more susceptible to than it was decades ago. This is a critical distinction because it moves the problem from an unsolvable fate to a manageable challenge. The fatigue and weakness you feel aren't the result of one unlucky meal. They are the cumulative effect of this subtle mineral blockade happening day after day, week after week. Each time you eat a meal where this competition occurs, you may be contributing to a slow but steady depletion of your body's mineral reserves. Your body tries to compensate, but over time, its stores of iron and zinc dwindle. This leads to that persistent, bone-deep tiredness that sleep can't fix, the gradual loss of muscle strength that makes stairs feel like mountains, and the feeling that your internal battery is always running on low. It's a quiet, incremental process, which is precisely why it's so often mistaken for the inevitable, slow decline of aging. But it's not inevitable. It's the logical consequence of a specific, repeated nutritional event. Now that we understand this hidden mechanism, this tug-of-war happening inside our bodies, the next logical question is, what are we doing that is causing this to happen? If these healthy foods contain these mineral-blocking magnets, what is the specific habit that activates them so powerfully? It's not just about the foods themselves, but about how we combine them, and more importantly, how we prepare them. There is a common, invisible mistake that millions of us make when putting together our healthy plates, a mistake that unintentionally maximizes this negative interaction and turns our best nutritional intentions against us. In the next part, we will reveal exactly what that error is and why it has such a profound impact on our energy levels. The invisible error, the one that turns a plate of health into a source of exhaustion, isn't about eating the wrong foods. In fact, it's the exact opposite. The mistake is combining your most important mineral sources, like that portion of red meat, your eggs, or a rich serving of dark leafy greens, with large quantities of unprepared whole grains, beans, and lentils in the same meal. It's the classic chili with beans and a side of whole grain bread, or the hearty lentil soup served with brown rice. This combination is lauded as the pinnacle of a balanced diet, full of fiber and protein. It looks perfect, and that is precisely why the mistake is so easy to make. We believe we are doing everything right, while unknowingly setting the stage for a nutritional conflict that our bodies are destined to lose, meal after meal. This is why that seemingly perfect plate fails. When you eat those beans or grains without a simple yet crucial preparation step, you are serving them with their phytate magnets at full power. These compounds flood your digestive system at the exact same moment as the precious iron and zinc from your meal. The result is a dramatic competition. The phytates, with their powerful chemical grip, latch on to a significant portion of those minerals before your body ever gets a chance. It's not a minor reduction in absorption. It's a substantial blockade. The healthy meal you so carefully planned is, in effect, passing through your system with its most valuable, energy-giving, and strength-building nutrients still locked away, completely inaccessible to the cells that are crying out for them. The first consequence is something you likely feel within an hour or two of eating. Instead of the gentle lift in energy you'd expect from a nutritious meal, you experience a post-meal slump. It's a feeling of heaviness, of sluggishness, as if your digestive system is working overtime with very little to show for it. This isn't the pleasant fullness of a satisfying meal. It's a draining sensation that can make you want to lie down for a nap. This immediate dip in vitality is your body's first and most direct signal that the energy transaction failed. The fuel was delivered to the harbor, but the cranes couldn't unload it. Your body expended energy to digest the food, but received very little of the promised mineral payoff in return, leaving you in a net energy deficit. Over time, this single meal effect begins to accumulate, creating a much larger problem. When this mineral blockade happens consistently, day after day, week after week, it can lead to a slow, chronic depletion of your body's essential reserves. This may not show up on a standard blood test right away, but you'll notice the subtle signs. Your fingernails might become brittle, splitting or peeling easily. You might see more hair in your brush or in the shower drain than usual. You may also find that you're catching every cold that goes around, a sign that your immune system, which relies heavily on zinc, isn't as robust as it used to be. These aren't random signs of aging. They are the early warning whispers of a body that is consistently being undernourished, despite your best efforts. As these mineral stores continue to dwindle, the consequences start to become more visible, impacting not just how you feel, but how you look. Chronic low iron levels can affect the oxygenation of your skin, leaving it looking pale, dull, and lifeless, robbing you of that healthy glow. More profoundly, the progressive muscle weakness, especially in your core and back, can begin to affect your posture. You might notice you're stooping more, which contributes to an overall appearance of frailty. This is so disheartening because it creates an external image that doesn't match the vibrant person you feel you are on the inside. It's the slow, creeping result of your body not getting the fundamental building blocks it needs to maintain its strong, upright structure. This internal weakness soon translates into a very real, functional decline in your daily life. It's one thing to feel tired, but it's another entirely when you find yourself struggling with simple physical tasks. That single flight of stairs up to the bedroom suddenly feels like climbing a mountain, leaving you breathless at the top. A routine trip to the grocery store becomes a major workout, and the simple act of carrying the bags from the car to the kitchen feels like a monumental effort. Perhaps the most telling sign is when you start needing to use your hands to push yourself up and out of a comfortable chair. That specific action is a clear indicator that the large muscles in your legs are losing their power, a direct consequence of this nutrient absorption issue. The impact doesn't stop there. Your overall stamina takes a significant hit. You might wake up with good intentions, planning to garden or meet friends for a walk, but by early afternoon, your internal battery is completely drained. That persistent fatigue cuts your day in half, stealing the hours that you should be able to enjoy. Another concrete sign is a weakening of your grip strength. You might find it increasingly difficult to open a stubborn jar, hold a heavy pan securely, or even turn a key in a stiff lock. This isn't just an inconvenience. A strong grip is a well-documented marker of overall health and vitality, and noticing its decline can be deeply unsettling, making you feel less capable and confident in your own body. So let's trace the path of this invisible mistake. It begins with a feeling of sluggishness after a healthy meal. This progresses to subtle but persistent signs like brittle nails and thinning hair. Over months and years, it evolves into a visible impact on your skin and posture, and ultimately culminates in a tangible loss of physical strength and daily stamina. You struggle with stairs, you push yourself out of chairs, and your energy vanishes by noon. This is not a random, inevitable decline. It is the logical, predictable, and cumulative result of a single, correctable error in how we combine and prepare our food. This understanding is the critical turning point, because if a specific process is causing the problem, then a new process can become the solution. Now, how do we solve this? How do we deactivate those powerful nutritional magnets before they have a chance to lock away your minerals? The answer is beautifully simple and rooted in the wisdom of our ancestors. It does not involve buying expensive supplements or completely overhauling your diet. The solution is to reintroduce a simple, crucial preparation step: soaking your grains, beans, and lentils. This one small action, performed in your own kitchen, is the key to unlocking the full nutritional potential of these wonderful foods. By soaking them, you begin to break down and neutralize the phytic acid. You are essentially disarming those mineral-grabbing clasps before the food even enters your body, ensuring that the valuable cargo of iron and zinc can be freely delivered to your cells. It's a gentle yet profound shift from working against your body's needs to working in perfect harmony with them. The process itself is incredibly straightforward. For any dried beans, lentils, or chickpeas, you simply place them in a large bowl and cover them with a generous amount of water. Then add a small splash of something acidic, like a tablespoon of lemon juice or raw apple cider vinegar, as the acidity helps to accelerate the breakdown of the phytates. Let them sit on your counter for at least 8 to 12 hours, or simply overnight. The next day, you will do something very important. You must discard that soaking water. Don't use it for cooking. That water now contains many of the neutralized phytates that you wanted to get rid of. After pouring it off, give the beans a good rinse with fresh water, and then cook them as you normally would. You've just transformed a potentially problematic food into a nutritional powerhouse, making it far easier for your body to digest and absorb all of its benefits. Beyond this essential preparation, there's also a simple strategy you can employ, especially on days when you feel you need an energy boost. Think about your main meal, the one where you eat your most important source of minerals like iron, perhaps a small portion of steak or a large salad with spinach and seeds. On those days, consider reducing the competition. This doesn't mean eliminating beans or grains, but perhaps having a smaller portion of them with that meal. Or you could move that serving of lentil soup to your lunch and have your iron-rich meal for dinner. By strategically separating your highest mineral sources from your largest phytate sources, you give your body a clearer path for absorption. You're ensuring that those most critical nutrients don't have to fight for a spot at the harbor, allowing them to be unloaded efficiently and put to work immediately. This principle of neutralizing anti-nutrients is not a new discovery. It's a cornerstone of traditional food preparation all over the world. Think about the process of making true sourdough bread. The long, slow fermentation process, using a natural starter, does the exact same thing for grains that soaking does for beans. It breaks down the phytic acid, making the minerals in the flour more bioavailable, and the bread itself easier to digest. These traditional methods were born from an innate wisdom about how to get the most nourishment from food. By readopting these simple practices, like soaking our legumes, we are not engaging in a complex new health trend. We are simply remembering and honoring a time-tested way of preparing food that respects our body's digestive processes and maximizes the life-giving energy on our plates. Please understand that this is not an overnight fix, but a gradual process of re-nourishing your body from the inside out. When you consistently apply these simple changes, you may start to notice subtle shifts within about 2 to 4 weeks. It might not be a sudden burst of energy, but rather a gentle lifting of that persistent fog of fatigue. You might find that you can get through your daily chores without feeling completely wiped out by the afternoon. You may notice a new sense of solidity and strength in your legs as you climb the stairs, or that you can get up from your favorite armchair without that extra push. These are the real-world signs that your body is finally receiving and utilizing the minerals it has been missing. It's a quiet, steady return of the vitality that was always there, just waiting to be unlocked. The most powerful truth I hope you take away today is this: your body, right now, at this very age, has an incredible capacity for renewal. That feeling of weakness and fatigue is not a final verdict on your health. It is not an irreversible consequence of the number of birthdays you've had. It is often a symptom of a process, a correctable mismatch between the food you eat and how your body can use it. Your cells are still eager to receive oxygen. Your muscles are still ready to rebuild and maintain their strength. Your body has not given up on you, and it is never too late to start giving it the tools it needs to thrive. Small, consistent adjustments in your kitchen can send a powerful signal of support to your entire system, reminding it of its own inherent strength and resilience. Ultimately, this knowledge brings the control back into your hands. You are no longer a passive observer of what feels like an inevitable decline. You are an active participant in your own vitality. You now understand the hidden dynamic that was working against you. And more importantly, you have a simple, practical, and safe way to change it. Your energy is not determined solely by what is on your plate, but by the wisdom you bring to its preparation. By embracing this small shift, you are doing more than just improving mineral absorption. You are reclaiming your strength, your stamina, and your confidence in the remarkable ability of your body to respond, to heal, and to carry you forward with energy and grace for all the years to come.